This lesson is on placing your shots to different depths or target areas. To be a better player, you want to control the placement of each shot. The placement of your shots is based on the distance that your ball travels to these very specific target areas. You want to be able to keep the ball in play and also place the ball in front of the feet of your opponents so they have to hit up on the ball. You can also attack a very specific target like your opponent's right shoulder. Once you calculate the distances for specific shots and practice these shots through drills, your game will advance. The pickleball court is 44 feet long. When hitting your serve, you want to practice incorporating the height, pace, and spin of the serve. You ideally want to hit your serve so the ball lands deeper in your opponent's service box. You should practice with this in mind, and you will learn to control how hard and how high to hit your serve in order for your shot to land a couple of feet from your opponent's baseline. Let's call that a 42-foot shot. Now use the same 42-foot shot with the same pace and height on your returner serve, and your ball will land deeper in the court, giving you more time to advance, and will force your opponent into hitting a deeper and more difficult third shot. Hitting the ball with one of the two main spins will enhance your ball control. The spin gives you another way to control your shot. The third shot drive could be similar to your serve and returner serve. Hit the ball with the same pace with the intent of keeping the ball in play. Your drive is designed to force your opponent into hitting a volley. So hit the ball and both of you and your partner should stay back and get ready to return their volley. Each of you only have to cover your side of the court. You must be ready to move forward on short balls and laterally on wide balls. If you can move fairly well, you should be able to physically get your paddle to the returning shot and keep the ball in play. This creates a very formidable defense. You can also hit a drive and move forward, but bear in mind that your opponent will be hitting a volley, and their shot will require you to have excellent skills in order to keep the ball in play by hitting volleys and half volleys. For the third shot drop, the net is 22 feet from the baseline and the opponent's kitchen is 7 feet in depth, so you have a total distance of 29 feet. Once you have the touch to hit the ball 29 feet, it will become more automatic and your percentages on this shot will increase. The important point to remember is to not hit the ball into the net. Always err to hitting the ball over the net and keeping the ball in play. And as I have stated in many places on this website, when you hit the ball too high, stay back, because it will be much more difficult for your opponent to put the ball away. The principle of your ball traveling a specific distance applies to many sports, including golf and basketball. In golf, you want to be able to hit the proper distances, and it is highly apparent on chip shots with short irons. Another really important shot in golf is one's putt. There is a saying that you drive for show and putt for dough. When you have a short putt of 14 feet, you don't want a big backswing and a long follow-through. How could you expect the ball to travel 14 feet with a large swing? Likewise, when you're hitting a shot in pickleball from your kitchen to your opponent's kitchen, how can you expect the ball to travel 14 feet if you have a large swing? In basketball, a free throw, which is 15 feet, and a three-point shot is much longer depending on the division. The point is that the best players know the distances that their ball should travel, whether it be golf, basketball, or pickleball, and they adjust their shot accordingly. The pace of your shot is the most important factor in determining how far your shot travels and where it lands. Some players just like to hit the ball hard every time. They are effective because at many skill levels, a hard hit ball will force your opponent into a defensive and reactionary stroke. Many recreational players simply like to get out and hit the ball. The pace of their shot has no chance of the ball landing in an opponent's kitchen as the ball is hit too hard. These players are called bangers, and they are here to stay because they can be very effective players at most levels. Players at all levels like to win, and this style wins. However, you won't see this style winning against players that have excellent volleys because short, compact volleys can defend against large swinging strokes over the course of a game. If you are a recreational player and you don't like being up at the no volley zone line against a banger, then don't go up. Stay back at your baseline and play each ball as if your opponent is serving to you or returning your serve. It is not a good strategy to go forward if drives are overpowering your volleys. My advice to players who are bangers is to learn to hit the ball with varying speeds. This will place balls with less pace to be below the level of the net, making it for a more difficult shot by your opponents. In addition, hitting the ball slower for beginners and lower intermediate players at your local club is just courteous. The spin always plays a major role in ball control and the placement of your shots. When your drives are flying long, add topspin, which will cause the ball to spin and curve or dip inside the baseline. By adding topspin and hitting the ball with less pace will allow you to actually hit the ball into your opponent's kitchen. Underspin allows you to take all of the speed off of an incoming ball. This is illustrated by the skill of the chip and catch. This skill is the most important skill to develop, and if you want to be able to hit a drop shot, a drop volley, or hit the ball in front of your opponent's feet no matter where they are on the court, you want to be able to use underspin to accomplish this.